right, I'm Scot Pekarek here with Verde Real Estate. With me today are two very special guests, Pat Crosby and Thomas Richards. Say that again, Scott. They own the SISU CrossFit gym here in downtown Excelsior, Minnesota. And Pat, I'm gonna start with you. The first question I asked when I came here was, what does the word SISU mean?
Well, I guess we're just going to dive right in. SISU is a Finnish term that means to never give up and be stoic in the face of adversity.
So Finnish or Finnish?
Finnish.
Okay.
Like the country Finnish.
Okay.
So it's a Finnish term loosely translated into strength, courage, and be stoic in the face of adversity. Never give up.
What inspired you to come up with that name?
The guy that won the CrossFit Games in 2009, his name was Mikko Salo, and he had won the CrossFit Games. And when they finished, and they were interviewing him in broken English, they asked him, how did you do it? What did you do? And he said, that took a lot of SISU. And we didn't know what that meant, so we Googled it. We thought maybe it was a steroid that we didn't know about or something. But turns out it was just a word. So we thought we'd adopt that into our business.
Yeah, looking at these two, the steroid comment isn't really that much of a stretch, is it? I'm joking, of course. So Thomas, question for you. How long has the SISU CrossFit gym been in existence?
So we started about 10 years ago in April in Wayzata, so a little small location back where the old OPH Pancake House was. Then we transferred our locations into Plymouth. So that Plymouth location has been around for almost 10 years now. And then we started this Excelsior location 5.5 years ago. So this has been in business close to 6 years at this location.
So the good people of Wayzata ran you out of town, or what was the story there?
Well, we were doing runs and kettlebell swings in the hallways of the old Pancake House. So had to get out of there a little bit faster than we wanted to.
Well, this is kind of maybe an extension on the SISU question, but what was the inspiration to get into this business? So tell me a little bit about your background, Pat, and then we'll go to Thomas. But
Sure. I have a background in business, sales and marketing mainly, and I had owned a couple different businesses previous to this business, and I owned a lighting company for about 10 years and a technology company for about 4 or 5 years, and I sold both of those in 2009 roughly, and wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I did not want to go back into a corporate world. Want to do something where I could run around in my sweatpants and help people. And so we looked at starting a business that would help empower people and change people's lives, both mentally and physically. And that's how I started off in this CrossFit business.
Okay, yeah, when you said run around in your sweatpants, I'm thinking, well, why aren't you a janitor?
I should have been a janitor. I am a janitor part-time, actually.
Part-time janitor every day.
I do clean the floors.
Not that good of a job anyway. No, just kidding. So Thomas, what about you? What was your inspiration?
I've always loved fitness, so I grew up lifting weights, grew up playing some sports, and I found CrossFit 8 years ago now, and I started doing it in my garage, a little bit at Lifetime, and then I stumbled upon this gym when I was working in a marketing firm right in town. Met Pat, met one of the coaches, and fast forward 5.5 years, here we are. So
wow. So you guys, this union didn't happen until a couple years after.
This happened about 4 years ago, I think. About 4 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw how lazy Pat was and wasn't keeping up the place and decided it's time.
We needed a new janitor.
Full
Young
disclosure,
janitor, right?
I'm also a member of the gym, and I know these guys really well, so our banter isn't a coincidence. I was drawn to this gym by really the culture and the community. I know a lot of people. I like to throw in this jab, but you're like, gosh, Scott, you joined the CrossFit cult, huh? So let's talk about the difference. Like, when we talk about the word community, what does it mean to you guys in terms of who's the ideal person to come and join the gym? And I also want to know, how do they get a hold of you? So we'll cover that. If you look in this video, we'll have the website to the gym and contact information for you guys. We want to make sure we get that in before we're done. But how would you describe the ideal CrossFit prospect, I guess, for lack of a better word?
Do you want to take that one?
Well, I think anybody can do CrossFit. That's a big misconception with the name CrossFit, is that it's this big, heavy lifting, doing super high intensity workouts. And really, CrossFit's infinitely scalable. So anybody can do it. My mom comes to the gym. She's lost 30 pounds. She can't do a lot of the movements, but she can still scale the workout back, So at the end of the day, anybody can do the exercises. We want people in the community and join the community that want to get better, want to change themselves mentally, want to push themselves to whatever limit that is, right? That your limit's different than mine, different than my mom's, right? So finding people like that really want to push themselves, be around people that want to do that as well is what's important to our community.
I think a big difference too is if you go to one of the big Globo gyms that's out there, we don't have to mention any names, but you're going to go into that gym and you're going to see people with their headphones on. They're all into themselves. They're looking at the mirrors. You'll look around our gym. There's no mirrors. We don't have any headphones in here. We have loud music that's playing. So it's actually, when you get into the gym, it's a strong sense of interaction with people versus going to the gym and doing your own thing. And I think that's what people come here for fitness. They want to get in good shape. But once they get here, they realize that the community is really what keeps them here. The sense of community, the relationships they build.
Yeah, that's one thing like at the beginning of every what would you call it? The main
Every
workout.
class. Yeah.
Every class, we have a circle. We go around and pad our top. Yeah, the icebreaker. That's one of my favorite parts. I always try to come up with like the most ridiculous answer to like embarrass who's ever asking the question. But also before we do the workout of the day, the WOD, if they're little, I think I came here for 3 months before I knew what that even meant. And like AMRAP, as many reps as possible. I'm like the world's stupidest human being when it comes to acronyms. But I love the fact that when we're doing the WOD, like people are at various levels of fitness. And the entire group will cheer on and wait for the people who are finishing their workout of the day last. I mean, it's so much different than like sitting at the gym and working out by yourself. It really motivates and inspires me to try a little bit harder. I know I come here some days and I'm like, I'm gonna mail it in. I tell Pat and Thomas that, hey, I'm not gonna do anything today, and by the end of the workout, I'm just dead because I'm like, my having people around me like inspires me to work out more. So how would someone get the best results? Doing CrossFit. What is there like a secret sauce, or what is like if you were going to join, what's the best way to see results quickest, I guess?
I think that's a good question. I'm going to answer part of it. You answer the second part. But I think one thing that I found is that CrossFit's very intimidating. So when people hear the word or they come by the gym, their perception in their mind is that it's very difficult and it's intimidating for people to come in. So step number one is just come into the gym. Sign up for a class, try a class, check it out, and you'll find that it's not as intimidating as you think. And there's a lot of people just like you waiting or in the gym trying to work out. As far as the best results, I'm going to let Thomas handle that. Thomas writes all of our programming, so all the workouts are 100% scalable, but I'll let you go into that and tie it into nutrition a little bit too.
Yeah, I was going to say the biggest thing you can do for yourself is nutrition. So we focus a lot on nutrition with all of our clients. We have a really cool nutrition program that's 12 weeks long, but we talk about how to balance out your food, right? So you balance out your fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. We find out what you're eating right now, and we make adjustments to that to help you burn fat and build muscle while you're doing all the workouts. So it's simultaneously important to do the workouts, but the nutrition piece is so important. That's why we work with almost everybody with their nutrition.
And it's funny, I didn't tell you to say that, but I am a nutrition coaching client. I lost 20 pounds in about, 60 days, 90 days the program goes, thanks to you guys and the program I went on. I lost that. I was stuck at 200 pounds forever. And I thought, well, that's my natural weight, and I'm down to 180 now. Thanks to Christina and the program. So, winning,
Go Scott, baby.
It's a great program, and it's real world nutrition, real world food. There's no pills or powders or potions or anything that we're selling. We don't sell any supplements at all. It's just educating you on how to eat, what to eat.
I didn't eat anything different. Like I ate a little bit differently, but it wasn't like I was fasting or doing some crazy.
You're not taking a protein powder. You're not taking a pill. You're not doing some kind of crazy
None of that.
diet.
None of that. It was amazing seeing those results, and they were gradual, but they were consistent. And, I could always tell when I went out with my wife and had a few cocktails because that's kind of screwed up the system. That's not in the program, everyone, okay?
But it's sustainable, too. The program is sustainable. And I've had friends that have done the keto diet and, they'll lose 30, 40 pounds. But as soon as they go off of it and they eat that first piece of pizza or bread, whoosh, they just skyrocket right back up and they put the weight back on and even more. So ours is a real world sustainable program that we educate you on how to eat versus
and those lessons I learned I continue to take with me. It was a phenomenal transformation that I can't it's hard to describe, but I'm really 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 thankful I did it. So everyone wants to know, what does it cost, and is there any special gear requirements?
There's no special gear. Don't show up with your watch on or your necklaces on or anything like that, because we're kind of a no frills kind of a gym. Just show up with your gym shoes, water bottle, and be ready to work out for sure. First week is free. So you get your first week free if you come check it out in all the classes. And then our memberships vary from $145 a month to $175 a month, depending on what package you choose and what class path you actually go down in the gym.
Because we do have a number of different programs. We have CrossFit, that's kind of our main offering, but we also offer a no barbell class where you're going to use dumbbells, kettlebells, body weight movements, more of a HIIT style class, high intensity interval training.
Yep.
We also have an endurance class where it's a really low impact using the rowers, bikes, running, a little bit of body weight movement. So we have a wide offering of our regular fitness classes, and we also have a yoga class on the weekends as well. So we have a wide variety other than just CrossFit.
And you do a summer athlete program?
Yep, we have a kids program that's from 12 to 16, focusing on young athletes that want to get in shape, work on agility, strength, learn how to move their bodies. So that's a 12-week program we run in the summers.
And one of the cool things I've seen, people brought their toddlers here and made a little makeshift playpen. They've brought their dogs. It's just a really great community. And we talked about culture kind of before the interview. And Pat, can you describe like the culture of the gym, maybe in a little more detail?
Yeah, I mean, culture is always a kind of a fuzzy thing to talk about, but I would say that the number one thing is it's a really caring culture. Everyone that's here has a passion for people and a passion for a community. I like to tell people too, if people come rolling in here and they've got a big ego or something like that, they usually don't stick around because they're not going to get catered to. No one's going to be kissing their ass. It's get in here, you do the work right next to a kid, right next to a grandma, and maybe a CEO of another company. But everybody's doing the same work, same time, weights weigh the same. And it's just a real open, simple, supportive culture.
Yeah, I love it.
Kind of back what you were saying about like people cheering for the very last person we're done. It's because everybody's started somewhere, right? We all came into the gym starting at a very baseline level. So we know what it's like to be that person. We know what kind of work it takes to get to that next level of fitness. So it's important to cheer on that person that's next to you and get those people going.
Well, even outside of the gym, I had a personal story. I had a triathlon that I didn't want to do, the Minnetonka triathlon right here in Excelsior, and last year they canceled the race because this big storm came up and I got pulled out of the water because I was not a very good swimmer. And Thomas encouraged me to do the race, and I did it. And not only did I finish the race, I swam way faster than I thought it was humanly possible for me, but I finished the bike portion 15 miles, or 12 or 15, I don't remember.
It was 15.
15 miles with a flat front tire that popped like 10 feet out of the gate. I was so jacked, so pumped up that I was like, did the swim, I got on my bike, I started cranking it, hit a bump, and boom, the tire goes. And after about 10 minutes of trying to figure out a way to fix it, I finally said, screw it, I'm going. I ran 15 miles. These guys were here the entire time. Pat brought a group of people, and it made all the difference. I'm like, I'm not only going to let myself down, I'm not going to let the people down that came here to cheer. And the good news is, I didn't screw up the frame of my tire, right? Whatever
The rim.
Yeah. The rim frame. I can tell I know a lot about cycling. Anyway, how can people get a hold of you guys if they want more information or to do the free week or whatever? So
Sure.
Yeah, just head to our website, CrossfitSISU.com. That's a really good way to come in, or just walk in. We're here most days, all day. So swing in, talk to one of the coaches. Pat or I are here all the time. We got lots of coaches that are around that can help you out as well.
So CrossFit SISU, CrossFitSISU.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, because some people just do the cross sometimes. They think, oh, that's CrossFit.
Yeah.
XFit, it's not XFit. It's CrossFitSISU.com. And again, thank you guys for being such awesome people. You've made a huge difference in my life, and thanks for taking the time today.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Scott.
Thanks, Scotty.